Okay, I think we're live. Hello all, and welcome to the 44th live stream. Considering we generally do this every 2 weeks, it's been a while. And believe it or not, it's December, it's middle of December, and what's even more interesting is we actually did an early access release on December 2nd. So Rank War Master is now actually available to the general public. It is early access in the classic meaning of the word. Fortunately, I've got a lot of understanding about that. I didn't think it would go over as well as it did, and it did. So without further ado, we'll get things going. There we go. So we are up on Steam, as people may or may not know. There's links all over the place. I'm sure you can find us. Our progress is coming to a certain culmination. Obviously, lots of bug fixes in the last month, etc. But the couple of main things I want to show off today is movement, cargo, this new crosshair for movement, which will probably get changed out once we kind of finalize how we want it to be. And the other big thing is this movement to what I refer to as the corporation screen. So let me get the server up so you can see what I'm talking about with this. So the server's up.
I'll be connected momentarily.
Fair enough. So,
User entered your channel.
Well, hello there. I don't think we actually got the join running once we actually go into the corporation screen. So, hold that thought. So, this is what the corporation screen currently looks like. And the idea is this is meant to be kind of a world generation screen, as well as your own corporation. So we got a couple pre-builts down here. So we go to Sherwood Industries, it pre-builds these things. We have different mottos that give you different things as well, etc. Your signature technology, there's Gilgamesh. Try something else if you want to. Playstyle, you can be the War Master, you can come in with a fleet or something else like that. What screen you want to start on? Some screen. And the whole idea here is this creates the world and how you enter into it. And to me, this is one of the most important screens. And, I congratulate Matt for getting it together. And because this is what turns the game from simply being a concept into a game. That you're actually able to sit there and generate a world and then you play that world. And this is the major stepping stone to get to that point. So, set your game settings to, AI aggression, how many empires, what you start with, that kind of thing. Now, while obviously all these things aren't yet supported, the point is the interface is here. And logos and everything else are coming with this. The resource nodes, how many of those are going to be, whether it's random or even, whether you're near a good node or not, that kind of thing. That's what this whole thing's all about. This sets up the entire world that the person's going to play on, and the players are going to play on. And the intention is that, you're not going to just start on the North Pole or on the equator or whatever. It'll randomly put you somewhere where there's a node, for example. And you have to go find the other stuff. You might find the enemy while you're at it. That kind of thing. And that's what I mean. That's why this thing is so jazzy important as far as I'm concerned. Alright, so I'm back to the join screen, so you guys should be able to join now. I should probably do no enemy for this. Are you guys able to join?
I'm showing his in. You not seeing me?
That's probably a glitch because I was in the other screen. It's okay. It'll be okay. Internally, it knows about
User
you,
entered your channel.
but it doesn't know about. Like you said, when you go to the corporation screen, it doesn't. See what I mean? You had one person, and everything gets refilled in. So, Ogre, did you? If that's you, you didn't change your name.
I did.
Aha. Could you change it again? See if that's actually you.
But not joined it, reset.
Ah. Okay, so wipe you out.
Because I also selected ship.
Ah.
The other two are still there. So.
Yeah, we gotta. I'll make a task for that to kind of get the corporation screen to behave when the host is in it, if you know what I mean. Like I said, there's a lot of rough edges that need to be worked out, but it's obviously still stable. We're not going to crash out or anything else like that. So, like I said, the corporation screen is, very proud of it, very well put together, and it's like going to open up so many new worlds, quite literally. Is anybody else joining in? Because I thought there was a fourth person that joined up. Yep. Or was it just it's for Autism Adam. Okay, there you go. All right. Okay, so we can actually start this. Okay, so what we really want to do is now, if you notice, the node's like far away now. See, it's way over there. Now, on my screen, you can see these crosshairs. And that's what that represents, is if I line this up, it means if I'm afterburnering, it'll take me right to whatever I'm doing. So if I select like one of the ships, like here's Ogre, I have this red crosshair. That red crosshair is if I afterburner where that is, I'm going to bump right into him. Now he's moving, so that's part of it. But if I turn up my my normal thrust, you see how the bar on the left is? There's now a white crosshair. That's if I just use my normal thrust and I keep this center crosshair on it, I'm going to bump right into him and boing, and that's the point. Now what's cool is, so Ogre, run for it.
My configuration got a little reset, so let me see if I can.
But if you notice, he's booking, and I'm booking behind him, and look where my afterburn thing is, and I'm catching up with him. And now, the biggest problem that we've had with like sustained firefights is that you had a very difficult time intercepting your opponent. And now, as you can see, using this little crosshair method, the afterburner will actually take you to your target, which is so unbelievably important. Now, the reason why there's two crosshairs is because I have, as I said, and like I said, boom, I'm right into him again. That's completely the point. And so if he's afterburnering and I'm afterburnering, it shows where everything is. It doesn't handle constant acceleration as well, but it kind of gets the job done. So yeah, it's a very, very important addition. Now, is it going to stay as a giant plus sign? Probably not. But for right now, I felt it was big and obnoxious enough that it would be noticeable in a firefight or anything else like that. So that's kind of the balance we have to strike. But it's actually kind of useful because now you can actually catch up with your targets pretty easily. So I will start getting the city built because we have some other goodies to show off. Actually, where's the builder button? There it is. And now, if you notice, I actually have the voice turned back up again because I'm pretty sure I fixed the audio issues. We used to get this repeating voiceover, and that created its own mess, as you might well imagine. I redid the internal sound system with when it knows to cut off and things of that nature, so it should no longer happen. We shall see. There was a glitch earlier but only lasted twice. But we had a bunch of research things up, so it might have been that. So I'm not completely ruling out that there's not a different type of bug, but it's not the sound system anymore. It's something else. But that's a major thing. So now we have these voice notifications, etc. So we're going to be adding a lot more sounds into the game. Because I'll admit, I was afraid of adding more sounds because I was going, okay, when's this glitch going to come in? And it didn't happen 99% of the time. Well, at 1%, all it had to do is have that one time it starts in an infinite loop. It annoys the hell out of everyone. And that's not how you want to do things. Now, there's something I also want to point out, is the builder bot has... Here, I'll build this research things next. The builder bot, if you notice, is no longer has RMs, it has CMs. And what these different things mean, and I know it was brought up a very long time ago, but we've never actually had CMs in the game. That what CMs stand for is component materials. And so the idea is ore is just rock. RMs is refined materials, think of iron ingots, if you will. What component materials is think of circuit boards and anything that's kind of a pre-built module. And so things are built much faster if the components are already built. You're not just doing smaller things. So right now we're actually doing the new real-time version of what it takes to build these things. Matt, would you be so kind as to do the research, please? Pardon me. Yeah, that's what I get for talking. So, the build speed is actually kind of what you've seen in previous... Pardon me. What you've seen in Excuse me again.
Research complete.
Pardon me.
Task complete.
Mines.
Excellent. So the build speed is much faster with component materials. In this case, it's about 5 times faster. It's not about exactly.
Received.
Visually, it's what you've seen in previous videos because we purposely had things sped up for demonstration purposes. But once all of these CMs are gone, it's going to be 5 times slower. And that's on purpose. The idea is that we wanted that the initial city and the base city would come out pretty quickly, but then you need to spend your time on research, and you need to spend your time on getting out some weenie ships to start exploring and things of that nature.
Building complete.
So, Ogre, do you want to be the shooter or the shootee?
I'll be the shooty, sure.
Orders accepted.
Let me have some more research labs. So
Oh gods, that's right. You're not wrong. Okay, I'm gonna have to steal everybody's money. Because otherwise it's not gonna happen anytime soon.
Research complete.
Alright, so I'm gonna... yeah. Matt, was there a way of actually resetting everybody's budget? Wasn't there a way of doing that? I could have sworn you implemented it,
Click
but
the
I'm not...
icon in the omniball.
Aha!
That will allow you to set everybody to
Ooh.
a flat rate.
Excellent. Whoops. Woo! Okay, that needs to be adjusted. But,
Construction complete.
okay, so... there we go. So it resets everybody but the War Master, I guess? So they just robbed everybody of their money. Did someone crash? Oh, no, I'm
What was
back.
the question?
Well, I put a 0 in there, and I was still at 100%. Which is
Oh,
fine.
yeah, that's deliberate. So
Okay.
if somebody tries to mess with it, it'll just give everything to the War Master, and then it gets redistributed.
Complete.
Okay. I'll be nice and drop myself down a little bit here. Okay. So,
Task complete.
alright. Matt is a very busy beaver here, so hold on. I am going to kick out a factory,
Orders received.
so I can get another builder bot out. And... actually, well, that's a good point. So who wants to shoot Ogre? Since he wanted to be the shootee versus the shooter.
City power low.
That's fine. What do you want me to shoot?
Well, find Ogre's ship and shoot him. Don't destroy him. He needs to be able to move. But you might want to wait until we have repair beams researched.
Okay.
I'm gonna make your next research thing while I still have some CMs left.
Orders received.
So keep in mind that the new repair beams will be scaled for the new tech lab versus these starter ships are currently not.
Oh, one thing we noticed the repair beam does not have. You can see how slowly this is like loading up here. It doesn't have any numbers for the tractor beam part.
Correct.
Okay. Unfortunately, what was implemented is that the ship has to be stationary for it to actually repair anything. So you might want to change that back to like having power again, even if it's just minimal.
That's fine.
Now we have a thing in the code, but we're just going to wait till you change it. But I mean, right now if it's a 0, we put a significant amount in, so to speak. Okay, so while that's doing that, I'm going to kick out a new Builderbot. Oh, someone's nice enough to make Scout. And so see,
City power low.
it's complaining. Oh, there it is. So it's making your next research center.
Yep.
And it's about the best I could do because it's the last of the CMs, literally. So what's good now is we can actually kind of start seeing what the pacing of the game is going to try to be, and then start to tweak that. So here's a situation where we have one of each kind of important building, and now we're adding an extra research center. Now I should have another reactor out there to really support this much power, but I'd rather have shortchanged power than and then more research centers so we can like go through the tech tree quicker than not. So the system is not a happy camper right now.
Your ships are ready.
However, I got a new builder bot out. I'm going to tell it to go and build me a new,
Orders accepted.
and it's going to start pulling RMs out of the warehouse, for example. Now, the reason why all this is all very important right now is we're trying to demonstrate the repair beam, but that's further down the tech tree. So if we actually go look at the research screen, we can see that there's fabrication and the propulsion.
Building complete.
And now, because the building's complete, this one's actually started. And so I believe Matt's making a beeline for propulsion, or was it nanites, I think it is?
Nanite
To get
projectors too.
Position 2 to get a repair beam. So this guy's idle. So I think I'm going to... Would it be more helpful if I did another research center for you?
Unless it's an analytics center, but I mean, I got a minute and a half left on fabrication, so I can start doing labs too in a moment.
Fair enough. Then I'll build another one and they can always upgrade it. Or you can upgrade it. All you gotta do is tell it to do it. That's the beauty of it. So, while I'm handling the city part, Matt's handling the research. So this is a kind of a divide, a delegation of duties, if you will. Now, Ogre and Adam could sit there and they could start exploring for where all the new nodes are, where we can expand to. And as time goes on, we're going to have anomalies and like story expressions and stuff like that inside the game, you know, scenarios and such, that will just add more flavor to the game. And that's actually still is very much in process right now. So all these little pieces that were on the side are really starting to touch each other now. And so I'm very excited about that. Like I said, in the next month, you're going to see so many interesting changes to really make this game really something. And it's been a long time getting here. The fact that we're in early access says that, you know.
City power low.
And we've
I
got.
remember way back when you were doing this years and years ago.
Oh my god. I mean, if you look at the earlier stuff with this, where we sat here and we did just space battles. Remember those fleet battles that we used to do?
Yes.
You know, we have them on video, so yeah. I mean, and that's still possible. That they're still there, but yeah, it's its own thing. I love how someone's having a little bit too much fun with their beam weapons. But I like how it turned out. I like how the view is, etc. I mean, there's always more. We always want to put like a particle system in. We put like that many more special effects in. I mean, by no means is this thing done. We're just getting the main core loop solid is the intent.
Task complete.
Alright, so I'm going to build another reactor because it's just one of those things.
Orders accepted.
Now, Adam, one of the things I wanted to bring up is right now it takes about, what, 2.5 minutes to build something, but also takes 2.5 minutes to extract the ore from the warehouse. So it ends up taking 5 minutes between the both of them, unless you have CMs, of course. Was that the intended idea?
Nope. I don't know what controls the extraction of stuff from warehouse.
It's the ARM processing. So unless we do another variable for how quickly it actually can do a transport, the two are the same. So I just wanted to run that by you since you're handling the game balance. So that's why you're seeing this take so long to build these things. It's not so much the building time, it's the extraction time too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why those two things are linked together, but that would not have been my initial choice. My assumption was that basically that pulling stuff out of the warehouse would have been extremely quick. Then the building process was the part that should be taking long.
Well, then we need to come up with a multiplier or something else like that. Maybe we do it as a CM, do it ×5 or something like that. I mean, it should take time. It shouldn't take as much time as it does. But because it always was based on RM processing time, that's what you're seeing. So we have two choices. We either do a straight multiplier, or we do something that's in the tech web itself that does it. I mean, either one's valid, really.
Would this be basically a value that we attach to the builder beam, or what?
Probably, yeah.
I think the build beam is pretty busy right now. Let me see if there's any spare variables.
Fair enough. And if it isn't, one of the things that is behind the scenes, but you don't see it, individual corporations do now have a perk chart. It is in the game now. The perks don't do anything, but they're all listed there, which means that as we go to different parts of the system, it will be multiplied by those perk numbers. So we can increase the amount that's why I forgot space. I knew there's one more. There's always something I forgot. There we go. So we have pretty much, yeah, the final component is right. So that the different perks are on a corporation by corporation basis, which is kind of the point.
I mean, technically, the ammo variable is not being used for the construction beam. That's the only one that's free,
Whoops.
so it could use that.
Okay, so I went into the asset screen and it popped in the asset screen. Because I was just checking things. It says process and control version 2. Process asset control versions 2. So OGO is null from getting it from active item under budget rebalancing gauge. So Matt, it's line 4032. Anything you want me to look at?
Line 4032, where?
In asset screen new. Basically, active item is null.
Line
4032. 4032. Yeah, sorry.
an active item is null.
Yeah, active item is null for whatever reason. Now, I did use the rebalancing, if you remember. So, I mean, I did actually use the
Yeah,
gauge.
that cleared it though.
Yeah. No, I mean, I cleared it because I did it to rebalance, obviously, but, you know. I just want to be you be aware of it. I'm going to bring the server back up. I just
Okay.
wanted to kind of throw that out there. Okay. At the very least, you can do a null check. If you know what I mean. Okay, sorry about that. But that's why we do these tests. Now here's another fun one, which to everybody else's will probably just go, well, duh. Is I actually finally made the save games appear in newest to oldest, so I don't have to hunt down which was the latest save game from the autosave. It's like, well, that was kind of obvious genius. It's like, well, yeah, it was more of a pain in the neck than you might expect, but yeah, you're not wrong. So see, it was the 7th. It was just like top one. This screen's going to change, by the way, so this is still from the older graphical system. So server's back up. So there we go. So it looks like it was still in process of building the different research centers and such. So that's what I was doing. I was actually purposely going back into the asset screen so that I could actually give people back their money. Let's see what happens when I go back to assets. Alright. Alright. So if I bring this down, nothing happens to anybody else because I didn't do that. I do it. I'm going to do the rebalance. Okay. Okay. So people should be getting more money now. And your next research center is almost done building.
Construction complete.
That was power.
Research complete.
Alright, gotta drop one more reactor down.
Orders accepted. Construction complete. Orders accepted. Production complete.
Ooh, production complete. That's a something. Someone made something. It's an atom ship, evidently. So it even tells you. How about that?
Task complete. Research complete.
So how goes the research there?
95 seconds.
Swedish. Alright. Okay, so who wants to shoot Ogre? Without blowing him up, thank you.
I'll do that.
Alright. You seem rather eager about that, but there you go. Alright, so what we want to do is get an armor breach and do some item damage. You don't actually have to destroy an item, but we do want to notice that something got hurt, if you know what I mean. Alright. Okay, yes. This is the problem with new tech versus old tech. The starter ships are old tech, and so they have a lot more armor than the new weapons can really do very much to.
Research complete.
Here, let me give you a little bit of help here. Oh, alright there, Ogre. Alright. So we got a little bit of breaching. Okay, that's good enough. Okay.
Research complete.
Alright, so what I want you to do is fly down to where the factory is. And you should be able to get within, I think it's 1,000, and then something should happen. Now, so everybody look at my upper left of the screen, and you can see that the armor's in red, and that he's got some damage.
Construction complete.
That is the factory, right?
That is the factory right in front of you, the big long rectangle thingy. Here, I'll shoot at it, but yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I have to research the actual beam. Sorry.
Okay. Important safety tip. Thanks, Egon. So what should be interesting is, right now we don't actually have a builder beams, or builder beam, repair beam, so nothing's happening, which is to be expected. Unfortunately, we don't have the special effect in yet, but we can see the results of the effect. So as soon as Matt gets the research done, something should happen. And by the way, since the factory has that that tower, I think it'd be cool if we got it from the tower, if you know what I mean.
Research complete.
Just as an idea. Oh, okay. So was that it, Matt?
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Okay.
Resource complete.
Okay, you should be good.
There he goes. Look at that. He's completely healed. And you saw it happen in real time. So, Ogre, how do you feel?
Good question. I feel better.
So, while we don't have the special effect in, so that's kind of anticlimactic in that respect, it does actually work. So, if you look at both the power and your own resources, they got subtracted. So, if you're beat up or you were out of ammo, if you fly close to one of your own factories, it will replenish you. So, does anybody else want a good demonstration of that? Can we shoot somebody else up? Do you want to shoot me up, or you're welcome to? So, Ogre, I'm right here. Why don't you take a pot shot? I'm just getting far enough away from the factory that doesn't do anything funky to me. Oh, could someone, there you go. Could someone make a ship with a cargo bay? Hell, you could make a ship with a repair beam in it, for that matter.
Alright.
Come on, you know when they hurt me plenty.
I used to find you by scrolling through.
Not all. I think if you hit shift, that doesn't help. Never mind.
Coming back in.
Okay. There you go. You're just on the other edge. You almost got it. There you go. Now you're in range. There you go. Alright, try to do some item damage. There you go. So, I am going to come down here and get close. Now, what's going to happen is I can fly right past it and it's going to grab me. And now it grabbed me. And now look at me. I'm all healed up. And it's just that easy.
Very nice.
Now, how much would you pay? Now, if you had a pulse weapon or like a missile boat, you just keep coming back to your thing and reloading now. Because that's part of it too.
That's a very useful feature.
Yeah. And like I said, Matt got it running this morning. So, very good thing. I mean, we tested it on over the network, and it works rather well, actually. I mean, everybody's seeing it, and that's a good thing. So the last thing, realistically, would be to make a cargo ship that has a repair beam in it, and he should be able to, via the nav system, actually load up stuff, and then go fly around and repair somebody if they want to. That shows what can be done. Now, I don't think the ship-mounted repair beams have the tractor beam in it, so that may or may not become a problem. We purposely put a hack into the factory version, but we didn't do that for the ship-mounted one. So, I think both people have to be stationary for that to actually work, but so to keep that in mind. So, let's see how close you are to getting out. Was it already out? Oh, now you're making it. Okay. Let's see what this guy's got. So, details on the repair ship.
Complete. Task complete.
It's got a repair beam, and it's a cargo bay. Excellent. Okay. So that being the case, I will shoot the ogre if you don't mind. As we're going to say that we're out on mission, let's say. And by being out on mission, it may not be just as easy to fly back to your home factory. Okay, let's. Okay, so now we have. So Adam, if you don't mind, I'll take over for that so I can demonstrate it. So now it is. Where'd it go? Aha, there it is. Okay, so I can take this and then I can look at this. Available 5,000? Oh, it's got 5,000. Yeah. Okay. So if I right-click on the warehouse, it's now going to transfer rather quickly, actually. 2,000 RMs into it.
I just crashed.
I just crashed.
Crashed.
Removed resource group in the AI, the ship AI.
Lovely. Okay. Well, I did not crash, so if everyone can join back in, that'd be great. Shit. Yeah, this wasn't as tested as much, which is kind of why the last thing in the mix. But I'm going to go and possess this ship. And now when I come out, I'm here and I should be able to go find Ogre, which is already targeted. So now, I should be able to mosey over to the Ogre. And grant him the gift of health. Zod. I'm zodding him, but it's not. Is it healing him? So how close do we need to be?
Doesn't look like it's healing.
No, it does not look like it's healing. We haven't tested this, so. The good news is it's firing. The bad news is it's not actually doing anything. Now, if I look at it in the other mode out here, let's see. Let's click on self. I have 2,000 RMs. So, well, that's something we'll have to look into. But it does work. So where's actually the blue beam coming from on me, by the way? Is it below me, or is it above me, or what's going on with it?
I currently don't see a beam.
Okay. Well, don't know what to tell you. Alright, well, something we're going to try later on. At least he's glowy. Alright. So, Matt, anything else you want to demonstrate, or anybody else want to demonstrate? Okay. Well, as you can see, things are progressing, and there's always hiccups, but they'll get fixed. Did someone just blow out Ogre's engines? Yeah. So here's the real question. Can we nudge him over to the... Actually, I might be able to grab him. Hold on. Can I actually drag Ogre? Ogre, cut your engines if you can.
I can't.
Okay. Let's see if I can actually move him. See, now if he was...
You know the thrust I have on my joystick?
Yeah.
It's the maneuvering thrusters.
Oh, okay. Speaking of which, I gotta get my thing back in here. Do we have any salvage beams that actually can move them? Oh, I can move them. Can I move them? Or no? Maybe I don't have enough. That's right, because that's 0. That's, remember we were talking about that before? Because there's no was it E output? That's why it's not repairing them. That's it. Remember, it has to be greater than 0. So you're right, Adam. If we can nudge him over, let everybody nudge your ogre to see if we can get him close enough to the factory. Think we can actually do that?
Doesn't appear to be working. We have salvage beams, correct?
At this point, no, I'm moving them ever so slowly.
Let's see if we can actually just get him to move with a salvage beam.
Yeah, but you'll eat him. He's hull breached. Alright, where's the factory? Alright, there's the factory. Okay, hold on. Let me change my direction on you real quick. Alright, so the factory is right there. So, Ogre, how far away are you from the factory? That is ridiculous.
I'm trying to get it properly targeted, then I'll let you know.
Okay, fair enough. I'm pretty sure that's the factory. I hope it's the factory, or else I'm nudging you to a very bad idea. That's the factory. Damn it, Arthur, you're going the wrong way.
I think I have the factory targeted, and I think my distance to it's going down, so...
Yes. Well, I know that much, but I just want to make sure I'm actually pushing in the right direction. Alright. So what's the target? What's the distance at this point? We'll click at 1,000.
It's currently about 1350.
Alright. Count down for me, man.
1200.
Alright.
1100.
Alright, we're almost there. Imagine doing this on the battlefield. There it goes!
There we are.
Woot! Alright, let's see if you can actually maneuver now. There's a test. He's alive! It's a miracle! Look at him go! Well, there you go. So the answer is, can you resurrect the ship if you can get him close to the factory by nudging with the nose? And the answer is yes. As ridiculous as that is.
Successful test.
It's a very successful test. Thanks, Egon. Alright, well, that's a high note to end on. But thank you all for joining us. Although it just popped out. Oh, you got a salvage beam going on. That's a good point. Alright, so that's a good point. Try to salvage me, why not? Oh, there we go. So Ogre will be tractor beam, but he won't be hurt. Can someone pierce Ogre's skin? So shoot him. Oh, I see what you mean. But if he was damaged, you couldn't just drag him like that. But you're right, you can drag him at this point. So I'm going to jump to my old ship, and I'm going to blast Ogre. And we're going to see if you can, not necessarily heal him, but salvage him, and then take what made him up and put it back into the city. Alright, you got your salvage beams ready? Alright, we got hull breach, go for it. Now, interestingly enough, we have Adam here. And it's not going into his cargo bay, by the way. Huh, alright. Although Ogre's not getting... I thought he was getting more damage than that. Maybe because he's a friendly? Or not disabled? Is disabled a requirement?
I thought so.
Ah, well he's not disabled yet, so he's disabled. Now he's disabled, now try it.
Is he?
He is! I killed his engine. Although he's able to move, so now that one worked.
Yeah. The icon doesn't show as disabled for me. Just hold
Alright.
reached.
Fair enough.
In fact, for me, it shows no internal damage.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
Yep. Hold reached. A little bit of overall armor damage, but IS are full strength.
Alright.
Is that because he's close enough to be getting repaired?
I don't know. It shouldn't be a thing. Alright, try to salvage him now if you can. And maybe that's the thing. I'll see if I continue to try to breach him. Man, he's got a tough little ship there.
Let me see if I can swap ships and deal some damage. See if it'll change on my view.
That's really lame damage. Ogre, you become immortal, or like you can move the turn.
Fair, everything else.
Yeah, admit. Ogre, are you feeling confused?
It's starting to be good.
It's starting.
Yep. Not dealing any damage now.
Huh. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, actually, it's not ready for it. Okay, Ogre. Well, it's what you always wanted to be. You're effectively immortal. I can see in my screen it's slowly doing damage, but I should do a hell of a lot more damage than I can. I'm damaging it, but it's just taking forever to get through. Let's think about this. There we go. Yeah. Well, let's see if we can salvage him now.
Okay.
Let's see if you get any numbers in here. So is someone constantly firing against the ground or something? Alright, so who's got the salvage ship?
I do. I'm coming over the hill.
Okay. Yeah, I'm constantly hearing a firing sound, so I'm just kind of wondering where that's coming from. Alright.
Yep, I'm salvaging him.
Ah! Maybe he does have to be disabled. And he should hit 0 and D-res out. Or not. Alright, well. It sounds like the salvage system has to be revisited. But
still not a. He's
Oh,
still,
no, he just re-rezzed. Huh, alright, never mind.
on my screen, he actually still had about 10% of his IS value left to go.
Fair enough. And it glitched out with my mine is a -0.
As I said, mine hit 0 well before I read out on my screen.
Ah, fair enough. It's definitely going to be a syncing issue that we got to do. So, repair ship, honor guard, salvage ship. There's still nothing in his, in the cargo bay. From even all the salvaging that was done. So that's actually kind of a neat light show there, Adam.
Task complete.
Alright,
Task
with that being the case, I think we're kind of got ourselves in trouble enough for today. Can you do that again there, Adam? There you go. Very pretty. And yes, you can drag people away. Who's me? Because I'm not in my seat, of course. Alright, if I try to move, what happens?
I see your thrusters going, but you're not going anywhere.
Woohoo! I told the, it's slowly having more... Is it dragging you or are you dragging it?
You're slowly escaping.
Alright. You need more tractor beams.
Now you've reached.
Woof.
Now you've gone beyond my range, so.
Yep, there you go. Eventually we'll be able to throw ships into everybody else and not use them as grenades. There's gonna be some weird attack that's gonna happen in salvage and repair. Alright, well, I'm gonna exit out. Alright, so I want to say 6, 5, 4, just have it 3, 2, 1, and it saves. That's pretty cool. Alright, so I'm putting out. And if you notice, the music went pretty well. So there you go. Alright, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next time with much more goodies, and I guess that will be, what, the 28th? So, again, thank you all for joining us, and I hope to hear from you soon. We have our Discord, we have the forums, and we hope to see you taking a peek at it on Steam. So, have a good night all.